What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to show you a variety of e-bikes. Fast, slow, short, tall, all kinds of different styles. And I'm going to go through each bike, spend like just 1 or 2 minutes talking about it, give you some brief specs, tell you a little bit about what the ride experience is like on it. And if you're e-bike shopping, maybe this video will help you determine what it is you really value out of an e-bike and help you make your decision. So, you ready to go? Let's go. All right, here is our selection. This is 7 different e-bikes from 5 different brands, and I don't really have anything scripted out. I'm just gonna kind of talk on the fly what I remember about each bike. So here we go. Let's start with the first one, the Lectric XP Lite. So there's a bunch of different Lectric XPs. This is the Lite edition, and that is the standout feature of this bike is the weight. It weighs 48 pounds with the battery installed. That is very light for an e-bike, way lighter than anything you see here. This is the lightest bike by far. 48 pounds with the battery installed, even lighter without the battery. It's a folding frame style and it is extremely portable. Very easy to lift. This is pretty much the only folding electric bike that my wife can lift and put in the car. So if you're looking for something that's actually foldable and portable, this is the bike. A lot of other, like this one right here, the Fabulous bike is also folding frame, but it weighs like 90 pounds or something crazy. It's really heavy. So a lot of the folding bikes can get really heavy and they're still not that easy to maneuver into the back of your car. This one's actually really lightweight. You can put it into your car, no problem. It's a 48 volt battery system. It's batteries hidden inside the frame. Not a crazy big battery, but it's great that it's 48 volts. A lot of the smaller bikes like this, a lot of times they'll use 36 volt batteries. So this one's got some decent power with the 48 volt. Rear hub motor in this one, 350 watt, I believe. Decent power. I mean, it was able to pull me around at 180 pounds. If you're 120, this bike's gonna pull you around no problem. If you're 220 pounds and you try to ride this thing up a hill without pedaling, it's really gonna struggle, right? But on level ground, it should probably carry about anyone around. Comfortable ride position, the seat goes super low. If you're a short person, this would be great. If you're wanting to buy it for maybe your kid who's old enough to handle an electric bike, this would be a great kid option because it is lightweight. It feels like a little BMX bike and it's pretty cheap too. I think it's only about 700 bucks for this bike. So really great deal. It does have cable brakes, not hydraulic. It's a twist throttle. I've made some changes here. I changed the grips, I added the mirrors, I put on different handlebars. Let me turn it on so you can see the display screen. Same display that Lectric uses on all their bikes. I added this scooter bag really, but it fit great on that handlebar. What else did I change? I added a Suntour suspension seat post, so it's so super plush now with the ride because there's no suspension fork on it or anything like that. It is a single speed. You've only got 1 gear, but this bike only goes, I think, 20 mile an hour at the max. That's the top speed on this thing. Slowest one in the bunch here, but still that's plenty for just getting around town. Ultimately, this is the bike if you want something to just ride around the campground, to travel with you, ride around the neighborhood, check the mail. Maybe for a kid around the neighborhood, this is an awesome bike. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun on the thing. But if you're looking for foldability and portability, check out Lectric XP Lite. That's a bike for you possibly. Let's move up here to the white walls on the Fabulous Route 66. This is a special edition bike from Fabulous. Really cool looking with the two-tone paint job, the white walls. They are 24 by 3 on the tire size. So still fat tire, just not as big of a fat tire as normal. This is a 52 volt battery system. Again, hidden inside the frame, 52 volt, 20 amp hour. It's a 750 watt rear hub motor. Comes with a really wide, nice, soft, comfortable seat. It's got locking grips, a twist throttle, hydraulic zoom brakes. It is an 8-speed trigger shifter. Turn the display on so you can see what that looks like. LCD 8H display, turn signals, horn, headlight. It's got all lights on this, brake light, tail light, turn signals. The turn signals flash right here. Rack fenders included, adjustable handlebar stem, really get you that nice upright seating position. I like to be real tall when I ride, and this bike allows you to do that. Has a little bit of a suspension seat post in here and a really cool look to it. It's just a really kind of stylish, comfortable cruiser bike. I mean, I got it up to, I think, 29 miles an hour, throttle only, but most of the time I was riding it, I really wasn't going fast. I was just kind of chill and cruising on it. It's very easy to get off and on with the step through. So if you want kind of a comfortable, stylish cruiser bike that's a chill ride and also looks pretty snazzy, I think this might be one to check out. Also has pretty good power too. It's really good on the hill climb and pretty zippy with the top speed. So there's one you can look into. Let's get some of these out of the way so we can get to the ones behind them. All right, we're rolling right through these. I'm talking kind of fast, but I didn't want to make this video too long. Next up is the Biktrix. This is the Biktrix Juggernaut Hub Duo. Kind of a long name, but Biktrix is the company name. This is the Juggernaut model. They call it Hub because it has a hub motor instead of mid-drive. You can also get this with a mid-drive motor if you want. And the Duo in the name is because of the batteries. It's got dual batteries. So you got a battery inside the frame, 52 volt, 17 amp hour, and another one globbed onto the frame right there with the range extender that they offer, which is pretty awesome. This one is a bike I'm going to say for people who want range. Tons of range out of this. I rode it over 50 miles, basically with minimal to no pedaling. Tons and tons of range. And this is only, I think 13 or 14 amp hour battery pack. It says 14 on it. You can get it with a 19 amp hour extra battery pack and have a ton of range. So some basic specs here. Obviously, you can get tons of battery capacity. There's multiple frame sizes, multiple frame styles. You can get step over, step through, different frame colors. You can get different wheel and tire packages. This is the 27.5 by 3 tire size. So there's still fat tire, but not really, really fat tire. You can get 24 by 4s, 26 by 4s. You can get a hub motor or a mid-drive motor on it. You can get different brakes, different headlights. That's one thing I really like about Biktrix. You can customize the bike to your liking with all the different features that you want. There's very few companies out there that will allow you to really, really customize the bike in your cart. You know, it's usually just, here's the bike, you get what you get. It's all the same colors, frame, everything. Not with Biktrix. You can really tailor the bike to what you're looking for. It's got a nice, comfortable seat, wide, flat seat with springs in it. Super comfy. I rode it for, like I said, over 50 miles, and I could have gone another 50 more. Very comfortable bike. Multiple frame sizes. This is the large. Fits me well at 6 feet tall. My wife's 5'4". She was a little bit short for this one, but really good build quality on this bike. Paint job looks really nice. You've got, well, it comes with a thumb throttle. I changed it to twist because I like twist. 9-speed trigger shifters, small little display screen, but very nice looking and colorful. If I can pull it up so you can see what it looks like. There you go. It's got kind of a mountain bike feel when I rode it. Wide, flat handlebars, and it is the most powerful 750 watt e-bike that I've ever been on. It was the strongest up the hill climb. Really a ton of power out of this motor. And really it's not the motor. I mean, it's a 750 watt motor, but the power comes from the controller, which is inside here hiding. Most 750 watt bikes will give you like a 22, sometimes a 25 amp max controller. This had a 30 amp max controller in it, which translates into a ton of great power. So you want a ton of hill climb power. It didn't have a ton of top speed. I think that was like 25, 26, but just power to climb the hills, this one's got it. So range, power, options, check out the Biktrix Juggernaut. Moving along down here to another fabulous bike. There's 3 of those in this lineup actually. This is the fabulous Havoc X2 step through, and a crazy powerful bike because it's a 60 volt battery system and it's got dual 750 watt geared hub motors. So motor in the back, motor in the front. Tons and tons of acceleration and hill climb power. This one is going out to the performance crowd. If you want that crazy acceleration and just, you know, digging hill climb power, check out this Havoc X2. It's got a lot of that. You can switch between the motors. So you got single motor mode right here, single motor. That means rear wheel drive. And then you flip the switch, you're in all wheel drive, and you get a ton of acceleration and power. And the one thing I'll say about that acceleration and power, they added a feature to this bike that I really like. I tested the prototype and it wasn't like this one. This one has a slow start setting that you can manipulate that will limit the power sent to the front wheel. So if you put it in the fast start, this front motor is getting all the power and you're just doing a wicked burnout off the line. If you switch that slow start setting to like a 4, it really backs off the power and you can do a nice launch, and the front wheel doesn't even do a burnout. It digs and grabs and pulls you, and it's a really nice ride. That's the problem with all-wheel drive bikes. There's 2 other ones here, the Grizz and also this Road Warrior. and I've ridden a couple other ones too, where you just get so much front wheel spin, and you don't have this with that. When you set that slow start setting back, it doesn't get a lot of front wheel spin, so it's not as dangerous on the turns. If you accidentally hit the gas in a turn, the front wheel is not spinning and whipping out from underneath you. So it's kind of a refined all-wheel drive feeling. I was impressed with that. I wasn't expecting that. What else about this one? Mag wheels, you got locking grips, a twist throttle, trigger shifters. It's a 7-speed. Turn the power on. The power button's on the top of this thing over here. Turn this on so you can see. This is one of the darker displays. It's readable as long as you don't have on polarized sunglasses, but it is kind of dark, but it's cool looking. And then over here, again, fabulous bike. So it has a full lighting kit, headlight, turn signals, horn, tail light, brake light. It's got it all. This one, again, I'm going to say is for the people who want extreme power, either for acceleration or for hill climb or just for fun. If you're looking for a powerful bike, check out this one. All right, let's move these two out of the way. All right, now we're sticking with the power theme. These three are very powerful as well. This is the Spark Cycleworks Bandit. Different frame style. This is like a moped frame style. And this one is very unique because it comes with a bill of sale, manufacturer's certificate of origin, and also its own VIN number. So you can actually register this one as an electric moped. None of these other bikes you can do that. This is the only one. That's kind of the standout feature of this bike, is you can register it. If things change in the future with regulations, you can still be 100% street legal on this one. Some of the specs on this one: 52 volt, 25 amp hour battery pack, and it goes to a 40 amp controller and this 2000 watt rear hub motor. Lots and lots of power on this bike. Huge front chainring, 60 tooth, I believe. We got basically motorcycle suspension on the back. This is an option. You can get different colors of suspension: red, blue, gold. We went blue on this one. A lot of options to customize on this too. When you check out, you can get different tires. These are the V Speedster tires. You can get different headlights, different handlebars. It comes with this dual headlight and BMX style bars. Big, huge, long bench seat for you to slide around on. This one has all of the lights needed for the street. You've got headlight, taillight, brake light, turn signals, and the turn signals are front and back on this one. It's got a right hand thumb throttle, also a 7-speed in the mechanical gears. This one will go in the high 30 mile an hour mark. Gets there pretty quick. It's not very jumpy with acceleration. It's a nice, strong, even pull. Obviously not a bike you're gonna be doing a lot of pedaling on. It's gonna probably be mostly throttle only, but a cool little electric moped. This is one I'm gonna say is for the customizers out there, because they offer, you know, so many different options you can get right from them, or you could even customize it yourself. They make different swing arms here. You can put more powerful motors in it. There's a ton of space here for extra larger batteries or larger controllers, something you can really have a ball customizing. I think that's the crowd for this Sparks Bandit. I didn't really want to ride this a whole lot on the bike paths or greenways. I kept this mostly on the street. It definitely didn't have as much of a bicycle feeling on this one. So if that's what you're looking for, check out the Bandit. Let's step down here to the Grizzly, Ariel Rider Grizzly. Really flashy, cool looking bike. Of course, I've done some things to dress it up a little bit with the, you know, the yellow spoke skins to make them real loud. But this is another crazy powerful bike. Dual motors and dual batteries, I should say, on this one too. You got a battery here in the regular spot, right? And then another one hiding underneath the seat. I think this is 20 amp hour, and I can't remember what that one is exactly, but a lot of battery capacity. I think it's over 35 amp hours of battery pack, but you need that with this thing using so much of that power, because you've got dual 1000 watt motors, 1000 watt motor in the front and in the back. It is fully selectable all-wheel drive. Up here's your switch. It's in rear wheel. If you put the switch in the middle, now it's on all-wheel, and then if you flip it to the front wheel only. So you can pick any drive mode you want on the Grizzly. I like that. I didn't think I would like that as much. Well, I don't really use the front wheel only. I mean, you just get a ton of wheel spin if you do that. So I don't really use that mode, but it's really easy to switch with your thumb between the all-wheel and rear wheel. It's very, very handy, the switch right there. It's very easy to drive. It's very comfortable, good seating position. The seat's a little stiff, but I've got this extra added one on the back passenger seat, so I kind of sit like right here. with my longer legs. I'm 6 feet tall. It's not, again, not really a bike you're gonna pedal a whole lot. This is more for the power and fun crowd, not someone that wants a bicycle for exercise, all right? This is performance-oriented bike. Top speed, again, in the mid to high 30 mile per hour, and it gets there in a hurry. Like, wow, the acceleration is phenomenal. Was racing my wife home from the kids' school the other day. I just happened upon her on the street, and I beat her home because this thing just accelerates like a maniac. So again, I think really geared towards the customizers and the performance crowd. I suppose it could be for range too. If you drive it with not such a heavy throttle hand, you do have a lot of battery pack here. I would imagine the range could be pretty decent. I've not done a range test on a bike. I just bought it not long ago, so we still got more videos to come. Let me go up here and show you the display screen. Well, we probably have to turn a battery on. You gotta turn all the batteries on before anything will work. So I'll give you a quick look at the display. See that in the sun? There you go. It's a good looking display. I like the display a lot. Twist throttle, of course, 7-speed. I added some bar mirrors and changed the grips. Really a cool look on this bike. Comes in multiple colors. I changed out the tires, took off these stock tires and put on these Kenda Craze with the slick tread pattern to make it just silent going down the road. I'm really digging the Grizzly. I didn't think, honestly, that I would like it as much as I did. The frame design, looking at it online with these funky handlebars, I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I really do like it a lot. The only thing I might change is the seat. These Ariel seats just aren't crazy soft or crazy wide, so I might change the seat out. But there you go, another performance bike, crazy fast acceleration, hill climb power. You need power to carry you around because you are a heavy guy or you just want the speed and power. This would be a great option to check out. Ariel Rider, they make some really fast bikes. And last but not least, another powerful bike, another 60-volt bike from Fabulous. 60-volt dual 750 motors on this Fabulous Road Warrior. This right now is, I think, the fastest bike in the garage. It'll do 40, no trouble. When this thing's fully charged, you hit that gas, it takes off like crazy. This one feels more bicycle-ish. So if you're looking for one that has got that speed and power but is more bicycle oriented, I think Road Warrior might be something to check out. It does have kind of a tall seat height, I think over 36 inches, but if you take the suspension post out, it would go lower than that. This would be a good bike for a taller rider because that seat height is pretty tall, and you've got the adjustable Pro Max handlebar stem that'll allow those handlebars to go way up in the air, give you a really upright seating position. It does have 26x4 fat tires and no turn signals or anything on this bike, but it does have dual strobing taillights, which are really cool. The taillights are right here, one on each side, and when you hit the brakes, they kind of do this strobing thing. It's really eye-catching. I like that thing a lot. You don't see them there. It's not this big ugly red reflector type brake light, but they light up and they flash and they really get your attention. I like that. I like when people know that I am coming to a stop. You got metal rack and fenders included on this one. Up here, your controls. You got locking grips, a twist throttle, 8-speed trigger shifters, and this is your all-wheel drive button. So when you are in single-wheel drive, it's rear wheel, and then you just push the button and you're in all-wheel drive. Can't select front wheel on this one, but you don't really need that, honestly. But you've got crazy fast acceleration on this bike, really good top speed, about 40 miles an hour on this, and really good hill climb power as well. If you're, again, performance bike oriented, this would be one to look at. And it's not like some of the other ones we saw. This one's more bicycle feel to it, and you can kind of, I guess, blend in as a bicycle. Whereas if you ride the Sparks or maybe the Grizzly, you're kind of sticking out as more moped oriented look, right? So check out Road Warrior if you're looking for some power in a bicycle shaped package. All right, so I know that was fast, but that was the point, to really quickly show you a wide variety of bikes, 7 different bikes, maybe help steer you in the direction you want to go for your first or next e-bike. If you want more detailed info on any of these bikes, I've done full reviews on all of them. You just put in the bike name in Citizen Cycle and you'll find it. I also did one other video in a very similar format to this where I looked at 9 different bikes. So go check that one out. And if you do, then you will have seen 16 different e-bikes today. As always, I hope you found some useful information in here, or maybe just found it entertaining. If you did, do me a favor, consider hitting subscribe. Till next time, thanks.